Canham's Outdoors is a relatively new channel, launched about a year ago, centered around time spent in nature and the quiet appeal of outdoor living. The videos follow a man who is not only an avid outdoorsman, but also a father of 2 children, aged 8 and 10, clearly passionate about sharing his love for wilderness with them. From time to time, he documents family trips, capturing moments of exploration and bonding in natural settings. In the clip we're about to watch, however, he ventures out alone, preparing for what he hopes will become a memorable night deep in the wild. The day begins on a positive note as he carefully searches for the right campsite, walking through the landscape until he finally discovers a location that feels just right. Satisfied with his choice, he sets up his hammock, getting everything ready for the evening ahead. Now, let's take a look at how the first part of his day unfolds.
Oh no, it's all them rams. I thought it was Labrador. Them rams have come back over there, just where that sun is. Must be their little spot for the night. Right, I think it's about time to put that hammock up, I think. Stuff it. If someone sees me, they see me, don't they? I'll just move on then. Right, catch you in a bit.
After choosing what he considers the ideal place to hang his hammock, he immediately shifts his focus to cooking, because few things complement a night in the wilderness better than preparing a warm meal surrounded by nature. The atmosphere remains calm as he settles into the routine of camp life, and gradually, the forest begins to change. Evening slowly takes hold, something clearly visible in the footage, as daylight fades and shadows stretch deeper between the trees. Eventually, the darkness becomes thick enough that he has to switch on the flashlight he brought along, its narrow beam cutting through the surrounding blackness. But as we've seen time and time again in similar compilations on this channel, nightfall often marks the moment when situations take an unexpected turn, and in this case, things are no different.
I can hear something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a badger or something snooping about. Really strange. Don't know what it is. I'm not liking the feeling of this place. Really spooky. I'll catch you in a bit. Right guys, I'll just finish all that bread. Wow, it's delicious. Just made myself a nice hot chocolate. Looking forward to that. Yeah, so spooky out. Keep hearing things. When I walked in here, I could hear a woman sort of talking in the bushes, and I sort of looked round and couldn't see no one. It's really weird. And I just heard a big commotion. right over there, probably 20 metres away. Don't know what it was. Just don't feel right. Every now and again I hear noise. Just don't feel right to me. Yeah, I think we're going to pack her up and get out of here. Drink my hot chocolate and get out of here, I think. It's not right. It's happened to me before. Yeah, once before I just didn't feel right. Felt like someone was sort of watching me, so I just packed up and got out of there. It's such a spooky place as well, this is. It's so dark in here as well. So dark, and there's not even that many trees around. Yeah, it's not right. Shame, looking forward to sleeping in that hammock. But you just never know, do you? Yeah, it's too spooky, I just don't feel right. I think I'm going to get out of here. I just feel like there's someone watching me. Every now and again there's a noise. It seems the sort of place where you get rid of a dead body as well. I'm just constantly looking round. I'm not usually like that. That noise again. It's not the peacock. I could listen to that peacock all night, it's beautiful. But I'm going to drink my hot chocolate, get packed up. I'm not even going to video it. And I'll get back to you when I'm in the van.
He didn't waste any time. The instant he sensed that something felt wrong, he began packing up his camp and made the decision to leave. Honestly, that reaction is easy to understand. Certain places can create an unexplainable feeling of unease, and we've seen the same response from many people featured in similar compilations. What stands out here and makes the situation even more unsettling is how quiet everything around him seems. Aside from the occasional calls of birds breaking the silence, there's almost no ambient sound at all, and those isolated noises somehow make the atmosphere feel even more tense. Just hearing them is enough to send chills down your spine. In my opinion, he made the right call, just as many others have, in similar situations. Humans didn't develop that instinctive sense of danger without reason. It exists to protect us. When you're out in nature and something feels off, it's usually wiser not to question it too much. Packing up and leaving may feel excessive in the moment, but it's far better than ignoring a warning sign and taking an unnecessary risk. Of course, there are also plenty of cases where people choose to stay and nothing unusual happens at all. Still, it raises an interesting question. When faced with that uneasy feeling, is staying truly the smarter choice, or is trusting your instincts always the safer path? The next clip comes from TikTok and, at one point, spread rapidly across the internet, gaining significant attention online. It was uploaded to a channel called Dilix Moto, a page primarily focused on motorbiking content, although the creator occasionally shares footage from his walks through the nearby forest. During one of these solo explorations, he stumbled upon a cave hidden among the trees. As he slowly moved closer to investigate, he began to hear a strange sound, something that initially resembled a person calling out for help. Curious but cautious, he continued approaching, trying to understand what exactly he was hearing. Let's take a closer look at what happens next.
That was a bone I just broke. Bro, is that my fork? What? Hello?
Help.
Why is that?
Help.
Hello? What the hell? Bro, I don't care about my bike. Hello? Is anybody there? I don't know, dude. Am I just hearing things? Hello? What the Yep, nope, I'm good. Oh, hardcore parkour. Oh.
The clip gathered an enormous number of views, and there's a good chance it has crossed your feed at least once. With that level of attention, the comments section quickly filled with wildly different theories. Some viewers were convinced the sound came from a person trapped inside the cave, someone exhausted and barely able to call for help. Others suggested a more natural explanation, pointing out that certain large wildcats are capable of producing cries that sound surprisingly human. And of course, there were those who interpreted the moment through a supernatural lens, proposing far more mysterious possibilities. What we know for certain is that the creator didn't hesitate for long. Instead of investigating further, he chose to run, putting as much distance as possible between himself and the cave. Whether that was the right decision is open to debate. If there truly had been someone inside needing help, walking away might seem questionable. Yet his priority was clearly personal safety. At the same time, there's another detail that complicates the situation. If a person had been too weak to properly call out, would they really have had the strength to throw the stick back out of the cave? And if it wasn't a person, then who or what sent it back? Those are questions without clear answers, leaving the moment suspended somewhere between logic and mystery. Maybe you have your own theory. Share what you think in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring strange clips like this one, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss future stories. I first stumbled upon this video on TikTok and decided to share it because it reveals a side of reality that rarely gets discussed online, despite how unsettling and potentially dangerous it can be. In a moment, you'll understand why it stood out so much. The video was posted by Miranda King, who had been walking through the woods with her uncle and, most likely, her cousin, as they approached a small incline along the trail and prepared to climb it. They suddenly noticed a young girl standing further up the path. She looked no older than 6 or 7 years old, completely out of place in the quiet forest.
Alright, so this little girl's lost and now we're looking for her. You need help looking for them?
Holy fuck. Did y'all see that? Where are you going?
Hey, do you know where your mom is? Or your dad? Are you lost? Are you lost?
We're trying to help you.
Are you okay?
We're friendly.
Are you lost?
You know where your mama and dad is, so you can get with them? You shouldn't be by yourself out here.
Say
Huh?
what? He went pee? Here, I can't hear you. I'm gonna get a little closer so I can hear you.
Their group had apparently run into a small girl who had somehow become separated from her parents, and honestly, that alone is deeply unsettling, especially in a forest setting. Even trails that see regular foot traffic aren't completely safe. Wildlife can appear without warning, and a child that young would be incredibly vulnerable. Hearing about it reminded me of something similar that happened to me when I was around the same age, when I lost sight of my parents for a short time. Back then, it felt terrifying. The kind of moment that stays with you long after it's over. What makes this situation unusual, however, is how composed the girl seemed. Instead of panicking or breaking down in tears, she appeared strangely calm and resilient. Later on, Miranda uploaded a follow-up video where she went into greater detail, shedding more light on what had actually happened during that encounter.
Alright, so quick story time before bed. The little girl was walking around lost. There was a grandmother and a couple of other kids, and apparently the other kids were also missing, and the mom was out looking for them. We didn't see them, or else we would have also brought them back to the grandmother. Whenever I stopped recording the video, I grabbed my uncle and also saw the grandmother and reunited them. Not sure how they got separated, but I guess that's why they have leashes for kids. I don't know. But it's all good. I just thought it kind of looked like Blair Witch Project, so that's why it's called the Ghost Girl video.
In the final segment, when Miranda draws a connection to the Blair Witch Project, it honestly feels more like a dramatic addition, meant to capture attention rather than the most important part of the story. To me, the truly disturbing element is the situation itself. A young child wandering the forest after becoming separated from her parents and grandparents. That alone carries far more weight than any cinematic comparison. What makes the story even more unsettling is the later revelation that she wasn't the only one. There were several children, all apparently lost at the same time. The lack of supervision is difficult to ignore, especially considering the environment they were in. A forest isn't a controlled or predictable place. Hazards can emerge from any direction, and children are particularly vulnerable in such conditions. It's hard not to question how the adults allowed the situation to escalate to that point. Reflecting on this incident also brings back memories of my own childhood experience of being separated from my parents. A moment filled with confusion and fear that felt much longer than it probably was. Situations like these tend to leave a lasting impression, which is why the story feels so intense on a personal level. As for your question, I don't have personal childhood experiences of my own, but many people describe similar moments of getting lost as deeply formative, brief events that nonetheless shape how safe or unsafe the world feels to a child long after. This next clip also comes from TikTok and was uploaded to a channel called Frugal Druid, a page known for sharing a wide variety of content rather than focusing on a single theme. What makes this particular video especially intriguing is the atmosphere surrounding it. The story seems to exist somewhere between folklore and reality, leaving viewers unsure of how seriously it should be taken. There's a subtle sense of mystery attached to the footage, as if it blurs the line between something explainable and something far more unusual. Let's watch the clip first, and afterward, we'll break down what might actually be going on.
What the absolute fuck is it?
I'll be completely honest. In my personal opinion, this clip feels staged. Over the years, I've come across countless videos and photos claimed to show evidence of Bigfoot or Sasquatch, and while some of them are surprisingly convincing, this one raises too many doubts. The figure appears almost completely motionless, lacking the subtle natural movement you would expect from a living creature. On top of that, the audio sounds artificially layered over the footage rather than captured naturally in the moment, and the fur itself looks more like synthetic fabric than anything organic, at least from my perspective. I wasn't able to track down the original source of the video, but honestly, that may not even be necessary to reach a reasonable conclusion. It strongly resembles a prank or a deliberately staged recording. That said, interpretations like this are always subjective. As with most clips involving supposed cryptid sightings, the audience remains divided between believers and skeptics, each side interpreting the same footage in completely different ways. So now the question turns to you. After watching it, do you think this is genuine evidence or just another well-made illusion?